All right. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Hey, are we on? Greetings. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I don't have any views. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Are we live? Are we live? All right, y'all start coming on in. Let me know where you are logging in from, and so that I can give you a shout out and a proper greeting. This is my first time live since my Sunday night live from Memphis, Tennessee at the Holy Convocation. And so we are here and we are live. I'm a little bit tired and weary in my body, but we are pressing our way. And so we want to get these numbers up to at least 100 people watching as you all are coming in. Greetings to Goddess Fatima. Greetings to you. Thank you for being, for all that you do. Marquis Show, thank y'all. Y'all please start liking and sharing. Let Lottie Dottie, everybody, anybody, all of them know that he is on. Sir William is on. We are live. Who else is this? This is Hope Jackson. Hope Jackson from Columbus, Georgia. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. You all just had a loss, I think, down there in Columbus with Bishop Benjamin Collins. Bishop Benjamin Collins, a member of his jurisdiction, a gentleman from his jurisdiction, was found dead in his hotel room. Terrence, greetings to you. All right, you are from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings. Barbara Martin. Hello, Barbara. All right, Pastor Stefon McNeil. All right, greetings. Sir. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. So you all come in and already started. I had just asked about her. Y'all remember? You all remember just before we went to convocation, I asked about Sarah Jordan Powell. We asked about her. Okay. Hey, Earl, greetings. How are you? All the way from my home state of Cali. It was a pleasure. Earl was there with us live in Memphis. It was great to meet her in person. All right, greetings to you all. The ways to give are up. We have not been on in a week. So those of you that say that you love me, love is what it does. And we certainly will love for you to express and share your love and your generosity to keep obnoxious media happening, keep all things wonderful and all stuff that's going on with Sir William happening. Okay, let's see. All right, there we go. So we can definitely do that. Let's kind of continue to keep coming in. You all keep coming in. You love hearing me talk about sports. Thank you. Thank you, Terrence. Yes, and so I've already been contacted that I have missed a number of games. I generally try to get a Grizzly game in when I'm at convocation, but it was just like it was so busy, and then with preparing for the live, uh, it was difficult. All right, Cash App. Yes, we are dropping the Cash App. Can Fatima over on Instagram? They're already asking for the ways to give over there, please, if we can hurry. All right. Thank you. Oh, she's already on it. She is already on it. So let me make sure that we make her the moderator for over there. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure that he got it. So it's a number of things that we want to talk about. A number of topics. All right, we already got up to 100 people. We want to increase our numbers and get our numbers up. Thank you. Someone said that they enjoyed my live from convocation. Thank you so much. This is our first time going live. Oh, thank you. I know, like right now, I'm looking like mammy. But yes, thank y'all for those of you that are saying, okay, someone says that they can't hear. Goddess Fatima, can you hear on Instagram? Can you hear on Instagram? All right. Greetings, chat. Greetings, chat. Can you all hear? All right, someone is on. King is on from Oakland. That is my hometown. Okay, you can hear me. So that must be that particular person's device. All right, y'all, we're going to jump right on in. We're going to jump right in, and we got a number of things. All right, you all can hear me on Instagram. And the gentleman, can you inbox him, Fatima, make sure that he got the, ways to give, or got the Cash App on there. All right, y'all. All right, and so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to be all over the place, and we're going to give you sort of a recap. We're going to talk about convocation. We're going to talk about convocation. Also, I've been trying to get confirmation. So we got, as I was boarding. All right, so we were trying to figure out, they're saying that something has transpired with Kenneth Moles Jr. Are you all hearing that? So we can do it now. I was getting ready to fly out, so I did not get a chance to, or we are working to research that. But that was some of the word that we were getting. And okay, no commentary on, who was that? Shadir. Okay, all right. So it says, send me those hats and bags. That white that was a couture. That's some years back. That was a Louis couture bag. y'all be uh, y'all be really on it with my clothing choices. So anyway, that might be developing into something else. So anyway, we got a lot of that to talk about. The ways to give are up. The Cash App is up now, y'all. Y'all boy ain't been on in a week, see, man. So you let the Lord use you. Y'all let the Lord use you. Okay, so we're gonna jump right on into this. We're gonna jump right into our topics, or some of our topics for tonight. And then you all feel free to jump in the chat. And if there's something that you want me to address or to discuss that we may not, necessarily get into, then we'll certainly do that. All right. So we're gonna just kind of have an open. We're gonna do an open mic night, and sort of like an open, free for all discussion on tonight. All right. So um we I guess this morning you had a young guy run up on the platform and attempt to, I don't know if he was going to try to hug him. What did y'all think that the guy was gonna do? So it was a guy that ran up on the platform at William Murphy's. Did you all see that over at the Dream Center? And so where are we with that? Now that was triggering for me because y'all know the trans at one of the most unlikely places that I thought that I would ever be attempted to be attacked was actually at the Vision Church. And the most unlikely thing that I thought that I would have been attacked by was a man, anatomically, biologically born man that identifies or uh, mentally, emotionally, and I guess psychologically feels that they're a woman. Actually, that is disabled. That is disabled. While the bishop that they claim that they love, that they admire, that they have so much reverence for, is up testifying about their father having stage 4 cancer, actually making it to church on Sunday on Father's Day and came into the Vision Church. So when I saw the whole thing with William, it was definitely alarming to me. It's definitely alarming. Now, I can kind of understand something breaking out in something breaking out within the pews. You can kind of get that. You can kind of get that. But to get all the way up to and on the platform and to literally be in trot or in sprint and running, because the idea is, okay, so now you're running up on William Murphy. What are you gonna do when you catch him? What are you gonna do? So I used to feel like the local church that I attend, I used to feel like sometimes that we had too much security. Like I get kind of tired around seeing the police. And then, like we have this one diabolical cop that, that is first of all, we are a sanctified church. First of all, we are a church of God in Christ. And this guy is no kind of way saved. Ain't even trying to pretend to be saved, ain't trying to act like he's saved, and don't have any kind of care in the world about being saved. And so y'all know that, well, they know me in my church, so they know that I speak my mind. So this is, I pastor over here. And so I can't stand it. I think that I believe it got to be a cop that's halfway saved somewhere, or at least saved sometime, or at least want to pretend like they say, or at least like my daddy say, either act like you say, even if you're not saved. I just know, I'm just confident that we can find somebody that's halfway saved, that is a law-abiding officer. Maybe we need to get Officer Todd to try to find us somebody. But anyway, so I used to kind of feel like maybe we had too much security. You know what I mean? Because I witnessed this one woman came and she went off on our pastor. She was in the office and they was having some kind of conference or discussion, and she came out full MF this, MF that, and we was like, whoa, what's going on? So I found it alarming, And I feel like where was the people that, and I know stuff slipped through the cracks, but where was the people that would stop or prohibit him from getting to the platform? Hey Ty, how are you? Let's see what Ty is saying. They say that he was high and had lost his mother. I heard that, and we saw at Kevin Adams' church, they said the guy was high and that he was going with the same woman. I'm just okay. I'm just gonna go on and say it like this: high, losing your mother, whatever it is, there's no excuse. Okay, it is no excuse. Tension is high right now. Tension is high, and uh um uh Eric Andrews spoke in at Convocation in Revival Fire, and someone was unalived. Yeah, you all know we have to use that term over here on social media. Someone was unalived at his church on Easter Sunday. Okay. And so churches, my response to that is going to be, let's step your game up, because the last thing that you want is for someone to get attacked, someone to get unalived, someone to get viciously hurt, and God forbid it be the pastor get hurt or attacked while they're ministering, because you're going to be looking at all kind of liability and all kind of lawsuits. I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Is it getting to be a point where maybe you need to go through a metal detector to go into church, and then because then yeah, we had the whole situation at Convocation with Shane Perry and Shane. Yeah, and so let's go on and just say this, because they saying that the guy was high and he lost his mom. Okay, so is that an excuse to run up on the pulpit because you high? You know what I mean? Like it just because you high and your mama died, that don't give us carte blanche or reason to come up here and to attack me. Something. Look, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is going to be. Because I mean, you don't. The only other part is, do we? Yeah, I mean, do we want to be? Do we want to be singing or preaching behind some kind of glass box? I mean, is that where is that right? Ty says there's still no excuse. Is that where we going? Are we going to be encased in something that's going to be bulletproof? Are you all going to be able to continue to come in? So, um, I don't know. I do not know. I know that there's been a lot of places. Um, but I know that, like, Courtney Jones, when he had his little mission of a church, he had a situation, but he had so many alternative lifestyle people and so many people that was unstable that went over there. They checked your bags. That when I guess I think his church dismantled now, but they checked your they had to you had to go get and then he had a lot of trans and people and what have you. So something that happened where it was a homosexual couple and they was trying to find the person and they was going to attack them or whoop them or jump on them at the church house because they couldn't figure out nowhere else that they could walk up on them. So anyway, that needs to be examined. I'm just kind of curious, kind of interested in more of the backstory, um, of a little bit more of the backstory of what happened or how well does the guy know William Murphy, and was there some kind of connection? Because I mean, even if the guy is high, and even if his mother has passed away, what would be the unction in him to run up there? You follow what I'm saying? Like what is going on in your what was going on in Shane Perry's mind, that even though we didn't like some of the stuff that Talbot Swan has said, did that warrant him to possibly be attacked? Then we had the video that I put. It's not funny. Then we had the video that we put up of the Haitian woman that was selling in the vendors, and the woman came with I bought a shoe. Wait a minute, you bought a $70 shoe from a whole year ago, and you want to return, the woman want to return the shoe. I'm just saying, it's too much. All right, everyone is asking me about this. I'm trying to figure out, where is Moses? Y'all, if somebody can inbox Moses. Oh God. So here we go. I didn't really want to talk about this because I think it's really unfortunate. And she said they was dry riding. Yes, they was dry riding like that ponytail, like that synthetic ponytail she had on her head. That's what was dry riding. But wait a minute, now I like the Haitian woman with the bow fascinator, right? Y'all, it was such a mess. Y'all have to go over on my Instagram page and my TikTok so that y'all can see it. She was very upset, was she not? I mean, she went over, and then the daughter, did y'all see how the daughter came? Somebody says, I'm not messy. I'm just discussing what happened. And so they said he looked dry rot. Oh, you saying I look dry rot? All right. God bless you, Fatima. So, right. So the daughter, did y'all see how the daughter walked up and stood, and then first the daughter put her bag up to block the camera. And so then the mama went over to the booth across the way where they was recording at, and pulling out the shoe. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what makes you yeah, she said she wanted at least $20 back off the shoe. Now, what would possess you to think? What kind? I just say that y'all know all sanctified people are a little bit crazy, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what would possess her to think that, one, I'm gonna keep a shoe that she said is dry rot. First of all, how does a shoe dry rot? But anyway, I'm gonna keep a shoe for a whole year after for a following convocation after it's dry rot. Like the average person, wouldn't you have just thrown the shoe away, or wouldn't you have taken the shoe if you wanted it? Wouldn't you have taken the shoe somewhere for the shoe to have been repaired? But for you to keep it, and for you to have be totally and completely premeditated that you're gonna come into the vendor. Now, first of all, you had to premeditate that you're gonna bring the shoe back. Then two, you had to go in there and say and assess that she was there to make sure, because it wasn't even going to be a guarantee that the woman was going to be vending again. And then you got to go back to either your room or wherever you were staying, your Airbnb or under the rock or under the freeway, wherever you were staying. You got to come and bring it all the way back for you to be able to ask, for you to even get, and then you kind of fluffy. Yeah, I'm wondering, did her big foot, because the shoes that she had on, they were so run over, she had to lay down to put them on. I'm wondering, did you tear that shoe up, lady? Did you tear that shoe up, and then you want to bring that then you want to bring that shoe back and get something off? Anyway, that was a mess. All right, let's get into this. So Moses Tyson. Moses, I I I I don't even I don't really know where to begin, because the whole thing is so unfortunate. Okay. Um Moses, as you all well know by now, Moses Tyson Jr., an elder in the church, um, musician, very skilled musician. If Fatima, if we can if some of y'all can reach out, I know Moses. All right, thank you for Janice Marie Felton, our first offering. Eba Shande. Thank you for our first offering that has already come in. So let me see. Oh, where's my other phone? Let me see if I can text Moses. Ah! So Moses is being sued for $500,000. Now. Okay, so y'all want to know the backstory is Moses is originally from California and wound up moving to Memphis. I'm trying to think of who did he move to Memphis to play for, but he moved to Memphis to play the organ for someone, and that's kind of how he wound up being planted in Memphis. And then he left Memphis, and J.J. Harrison was taking on another position, and he was sort of like the interim musician at the church where J.J. Harrison was. And then it was rumored that he left there because he supposedly had a bastard child, which we found out that that's not true. And so, but I think where some of this got fueled, or where some of this kind of started with him, was there was some issues and some things that had arisen at his mother's church in Vallejo. And the bishop and the national church did not handle it well, and I think it kind of triggered Moses. Now this is somewhat of my personal assessment, my personal deduction, that it triggered him to really take a stand for some of the ugly ways that, or what can be considered or felt to be ugly ways, that the church would come in when when there is a business to be handled, to be discussed, to be dealt with, and a lot of times it can get difficult. A lot of times it can become very, very challenging. Let me see, where is Moses's number? Because he had just texted me. Uh, let's see here. Where is it? Okay. Right. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? Okay. Let me see. Where is? Because I have Moses in my phone, and it should have his number should come up. And he had just he had just texted me. Okay, let me see. Let me do it this way. Okay. But we gotta be praying for Stefon. He didn't about scared me half to death. That's Anthony. Where's Moses? I know it ain't back this far. Oh, Karita. Karita didn't had death in the family. Okay. Okay, here it is. Moses Tyson Jr. Okay, let's call him. Let's call Moses and see. Oh, y'all heard his number. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to do this. See, I'm tired. Wait a minute. Let me see. Which one is Moses' number? Okay, let me see which one he texts me from. Okay. Because I got April's number in my phone, too. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let me see. They said somebody said that ugly shoe. Y'all so mean. This shoe wasn't ugly. I guess it was within her taste. This not like Moses not to answer his phone. That's not okay. Let me see if it's this one. Let me see. Let me send him a text. Call me right now. All right. So anyway, it there's it gets to be sometimes when you're a bishop, there's some sticky situations that can arise and that happen. And so it's gonna be a right way, a wrong way, and then it's gonna be my way and the church way, and you've got to, that you was divided, y'all ought to stop it. And then so it's gonna be difficult because for there to be a winner, there's gotta be a loser. For there to be some, if you got two people that are vying to get their way, everybody's not going to come out on the winning end. Somebody's going to come out and they're not going to get what they want. That's inevitable. That is just the reality of it, that somebody is not going to be pleased. That's just the fact. Someone is going to be upset. So you have these situations that have occurred. You had some things that occurred with Moses's mother's church, and I think it just sparked something in him where it gets to a point where he kind of gets fed up. Now, I have said to Moses, and I'll say this in an interview, that I want to talk to him, because I have told him, I said, Moses, you're not an attorney. You're not an attorney. And so you cannot go in and give advice to these individuals, and you're not an attorney. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. He's not an attorney, and no regard should be giving counsel or legal advice to parties that are in difficulty with the national church or with their local bishop. You just it just should not. And so when he has done it, they are saying and have said that he is what? Oh, okay. Well, you keep looking. You know what? What is it with these people? What is it? What I really want to talk about this one of these times, because I'm trying to figure out, where does this spirit of envy and jealousy? Ty, this is, and then it comes from a particular demographic. Why does it come from a particular demographic? Why does it come from a particular group? Now look. Now let's go on and call a thing a thing. Let's go on and call a thing a thing. Because see, you ain't, why? Either you didn't have no money to be at convocation, or you scary or weak. Because I was there all week long. And was ready. And all week. And you wait. Let me tell y'all how weak and pathetic they are. They wait until they behind some kind of, where they can't be seen and they can get a fake number and what have you, and then want to start texting or sending something. I'm not going to even waste y'all's time and my good show time with addressing this foolishness with these tired people and these tired homosexuals. It's so sad. So anyway, so Moses, he gives this advice. And I guess now it seems like, I guess for lack of a better way to describe it, I guess the presiding bishop has gotten fed up and just have said, okay, Moses, we have had enough is enough. And you have you're flying, you live in California, you pastor in California, and you're flying out to these other um, jurisdictions and sort of inserting into, and so it has gotten to be really difficult, and it's unfortunate, and I hate to see a son of the church being sued, but that's essentially the bottom line there. And now what I don't like a lot of times is, and have y'all noticed this, a lot of times the rules apply when it applies to somebody either that you don't know or that you don't like. And we find a way to bend or work around the rules when it's our friend or when it's someone that we do like. And so that's kind of, because the thing about the church is, for every example or for every rule that there is, we know that there's been an exception. And that's hard to reconcile. That's hard to reconcile, where the rule got to be implemented for me. And woe be unto are these other folks that have gotten away with the same thing and worse. That gets to be problematic, and you got to figure out a way that you're going to be able to justify or explain when you have a person that over here, this person got reinstated. Let's just call it out. So, he's not gone, but we have Bishop Roger Jones. We have a senior elder bishop that was a known substance abuser and addicted to crack cocaine while he was the chair of the National Trustee Board. Let's just call it out. Let's just go on and examine it. Let's take it out and sit it up on the shelf. Take the remote, sit it up. Here it is. Stripped of position, stripped of jurisdiction, stripped of everything, and then later reinstated. Okay, so how can Roger Jones get reinstated, but Rufus Kyles cannot? You see, so then this is where this fuels the rage, this fuels the anger, this fuels the vitriol and the outrage. Now, I Rufus has been dealing with his whole situation and supposedly won, and supposedly was supposed to get Evangelist Temple, get his church back, and get his jurisdiction back. It didn't happen. Roger Jones got reinstated. Why this one over here on one side of the country can get away with stuff, and then this one over here on this side of the country can't? it doesn't all the time. I don't think it all the time has to do with money. I don't think it all the time has to do with that. I think it has to. I don't know. I think a lot of it is subjective. I think a lot of it has to do with relationship. I think a lot of it has to do with the person making the judgment of offense. Yeah, does that, yeah, and the person says power. So I think that it has to do with whomever the leader is at that particular state, at that particular time, that sets a tone. Okay, now we can take another example of a bishop that I was very close to and that I like very much. Bishop Gilbert Earl Patterson was going to strip Bishop Charlie Brewer, not because of what Bishop Brewer had done, but because, and get, God bless, Chuck has gotten saved and pastoring and now has become a bishop. But he imparted, and he shares his testimony. He was a dope dealer, and the feds came and they raided the church and was looking for him, and they surrounded the church and surrounded the house at the same time, and what have you. And then one of Chuck's lieutenants ran into the church, and then they had to get Bishop Brewer out of the church and get him to the house. But Gilbert was like, we can't have this. I'm taking him down. I'm coming in, and we're going to strip him. Now, fortunately, it didn't happen, but the move and the motion was set. So I think it just has to do with who is in position, who is in power, what their outlook is, and if it can just be something or a way to make things fair as possible across the board, so that it can be the same level playing field for everybody. Because why can this one bishop have be his supervisor be his boo and his side piece, and then this bishop over here on this side get taken down because he got caught? You know what I'm saying? It sometimes it's not fair. So I think a lot of this is part of the vitriol. I would love to have Moses on for him to talk or be able to discuss as much as he can within the legal realm of what he can. I think it's bad. I think it's bad on both sides. I hate that Moses is being sued, and then I also hate that the church is publicly suing one of our own. I think that is bad, and I I would be interested in having a conversation or even an interview with Bishop Shear to ask the question in the most respectful manner as to how did it get to this extent, and was there no other way that he felt that he could deal or negotiate or speak to the Moses and the situation that would not have resulted in us going into the world's courtroom? I just would like to have that conversation. And don't y'all think that that's a fair conversation? Because at what point, because you now have the organization that is suing one of their own. It's it's a little bit different if I come and I sue the organization because I feel that the people that are in power and in position have wronged me or have violated me in some kind of fashion or in some kind of play, in some kind of way, that's to me a little bit different than a whole 100+ year old organization. And then when you file suit, the burden of proof is on the church. See, a lot of times you don't really want to sue anybody. You don't mind threatening to sue, but you really don't want to sue anybody, because when you sue them, the burden of proof is going to be on you. So now the burden is going to be placed upon the church, where Jonathan Seifel, who is the general counsel for the church, is going to have to contract attorneys to be able to prove that this elder and pastor has defamed the church, and there's going to have to be proof of damages, because what has Moses's voice been strong enough to cause the church to take a loss in some kind of way? Has Moses's work in some kind of way cost the church a possible donation? All right, one person says the church is famous, like a public figure. Defamation or liable causes are very hard to fight when the plaintiff is a public figure. Kojic is going to lose. All right. Took the words right out of my mouth. It's going to be very, very challenging. It's going to be very challenging. I think that they're kind of irritated with them, and they want to kind of prove a point. And I also think that is probably a way that the presiding bishop is, like, kind of, sort of like how Trump makes a well, that's kind of a bad analogy, but how Trump kind of makes let me make an example out of this one person, so we won't have an uprising of a lot of other people thinking that they can do this same thing and get away with it. Because see, now this is the problem. This is the problem. Y'all gonna sue Moses, but Val got away with what she wanted to do with her late brother's church. You see what I'm saying? See, so now you gotta pull it, start pulling back layers like an oven. So while we suing Moses and we didn't do nothing, and Valerie got away. Okay, somebody, I see dollar sign. I see dollar signs. You now listen now. Moses, y'all just don't know Moses. Moses got some money too. Moses got some change too. He may not have as much money as Val, but he got some money. He's not starving by any means. And he comes from, buddy. Somebody says, Uncle says, big money. All right, so wanted to talk about that. Y'all, I'm almost right at my hour. I only wanted to come on and do an hour, y'all, because y'all have been on me. Well, y'all have been on me this week. As where are you? Okay, so let me explain to you. Okay, so it's convocation, right? And then for those that are not credential holders, they go home. The business meeting, which is called General Assembly, that starts the Monday after official day. Now, we were all thinking that it was going to probably be Monday and Tuesday. So a lot of us was like made preparation to get out of there on Wednesday. But Bishop Lemuel Thusen, who's the chairman of the General Assembly, and worked it where all of the business was taken care of, and it was over on Monday night. And so hey, Uncle Ron from Vegas by way, from Chicago by way of Vegas. Now, how are you, sir? How are you doing? So anyway, all of it got done. So a lot of us, we were already prepared to be there Tuesday, and we were thinking we would be leaving Wednesday, and then some people changed their flight and got out of there either that Monday night or that Tuesday, and then others that went on and stayed until Wednesday, because it was just easier to not worry about changing your flight. And then so I was doing those airport runs Wednesday, and then I took a nap Wednesday night and then hit the road to come back on Thursday. So that's how it is. So it always winds up being anywhere like a convocation as well as the women's convention always runs to be at least 10 days to almost 2 weeks. It just works like that. For those of us that are entrenched, that's Kojic all the way down to the bone. So that's why. And so then I was just like, man, I was so tired and worn out. And so I took Thursday and Friday, and then it was Friday, and then Saturday. And so now y'all see my pretty face today. All right. Okay. Okay. While we are still talking about convocation, if I get another inbox about Myra, so what are y'all saying? So what is the consensus? I thought it would, I will just say this. I thought it was a lot. Now, okay. You don't have to answer your critics. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in control and you the man, it's some stuff you don't even have to deal with. Now that was my response. Now someone that's from the inside said that under ordinary circumstances that would be the case. However, now I've been told that it may be an issue amongst the 12. And our church is like set up as the presiding bishop, and it's like the 12 disciples. So I'm just hearing that it had to, or the way that he chose to address it was on the national stage, because it very well may be one of the 12. It may very well be one of the 12 men that is taking issue with the Myron situation. And it's to my understanding, for those of y'all that were asking, because I know a lot of y'all were asking me. It's to my understanding. I don't believe Sybil attended convocation. I was told by somebody that her mother was very, very ill. I think that her mom is sick or something like that, and so she did not. So she did not attend. I know that some of her people have approached me about potentially or possibly an interview. And so I told them that I was open to it. And then I was told by someone that, then that, that well, not that it was a decline, but that it was all right. We had just got an anonymous donation from our anonymous person. Anonymous person, what is this about Mose going to jail? I need you to look into that. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So anyway, so I you know, it's very, very, very clear. It should be very clear. If it wasn't clear to all of us, it should be very clear to all of us not now, to this point, that whatever the situation is, the presiding bishop likes Myron. Now, I know that social media went ablaze, and he said that he was a member of Jimmy Glenn's church. Then I was told that Jimmy Glenn said that he didn't know who he was. Now, I don't even know how well Jimmy Glenn is. Jimmy Glenn was Bishop J. Noel Haynes' adjutant for years, and his brother, Emerald, was the adjutant to Bishop Torrance Johnson. Now, it was my understanding, and I know we got somebody out of Fort Worth, Texas, that probably has some inside information on this. Now, the last that I knew, Myron said that he had gone over with Nathaniel Green, who has is over there at Carolyn Calloway's daddy's church. Daddy Torrance Johnson that died. What is it? Uh and that was shocking because Nathaniel Green was a local elder and the grandson of Bishop Sam Green from Virginia. And it was a thing where, so many of the men that was looked over that had worked and served with Dad Torrance Johnson, and they didn't get the church. I think it's called Grace. I want to say that is Grace Cathedral, Church of God in Christ, and, in Dallas. So that was the place where I had heard that he went, and then the presiding bishop went into great detail to explain that a lot of our musicians play Grace Cathedral. Thank you. That they're Kojic, but they play and they're hired to play outside of their denomination. And then he went on to expound upon the fact that a number of our preachers and our evangelists preach in settings other than Kojic settings. So Um, I think that pretty much settles if anyone is confused, um, he gonna roll and he gonna ride with Myron. Myron's got it. Myron, he's got it. And let's kind of just, I think we kind of just got to get to a place where, those of you that are opposing it or have some kind of issue with it, you're gonna just, you just gonna have to kind of stop, because that's the choice. That's the choice. Now, that brings me to my church, because there's a lot of talk about my pastor picking Brian Corn to be his successor. Oh, here go Moses. Moses, I am on live. Say hi to the people. I know I called you. Moses, tell us why they suing you. Can y'all hear Moses? Moses, I'm gonna send you the link to the stream. Can I send you the link to the StreamYard and you dial in? Can you hear me now? I can hear you, but I'm trying to get for my audience to be able to. I'm trying to get for my audience to be able to hear you. But, oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna hold it right to the speaker. The bottom line is, I was accused of not being truthful in some statements on how that would be worked out. But I want to say, let me ask you this before you go into that. Can I ask you something, because we have been close for some time. Moses, what is your conviction? What conviction is that after working with residing bishops and traveling the country for 30 plus years, I'm 64 now. My father passed for 50 years before he died, and I went to many churches with many bishops. I just want our local churches to understand that we are independent corporations, and any third party, I don't care who it is, that you have to have a local body that control that local corporation. And I've seen too many churches, William, board up that was once great churches, because the people got older and they died out. They didn't have boards, and some things happened. And I'm saying our grandparents and our people went and invested in these properties, and we need to teach our members what that property means to the community. Is for the people of that community, and no outside entity should be able to come in. Do you love the Church of God in Christ? I'm a member of the Church of God in Christ. I didn't ask you was you a member. I asked you, no, wait a minute. I asked you, do you love the church?
Absolutely. That's why I got the Church of God in Christ gave me the foundation of everything I have. That's the reason why I don't mind standing up for people that's calling this in trouble. But see, William, I'm not asking nobody to do anything for Moses Tyson. These are other people that fell into distress that I just took the call and tried to work things out for them. So,
But what is the conviction with that? Because Moses, what do you say to the critic that says Moses is not an attorney and Moses is, for lack of a better word, sticking his nose in other people's business? Your church is in San Francisco. um y'all own y'all property outright, uh and what do you say to the person that says, Moses, you should go over there and play and preach at your church and mind your business, and not get involved and these other people's matters and issues, uh, across in various places throughout the nation?
everything I have, I got it from people invested in my gift. I'm a grown man. One of my closest allies, as you well know, is Reverend Jesse Jackson, who's we're praying for now. He's sick. I worked for Al Bell for Stax Records. It was all about helping other people. I'm a minister of the gospel. That doesn't tie me to just my church. And I've never helped nobody, William, that didn't ask for it. Do you remember when they was coming up against you? You asked me to speak for you. Everybody can't afford attorneys. And I just give information on how things are supposed to be set up to the best of my understanding. I don't deal with legal stuff as far as courts and all that. I work with people that have attorneys, like with Westside. I wasn't the attorney, but I knew how churches are set up, whereas in a lot of times the attorneys do not. That's the role I play. And then the people that has called me over the years, they couldn't get nobody on the phone. I took the call. That's a fact. So I have to do with
So you have been sought out. You have been okay.
If you remember, nobody, I have letters from people asking for my authorization, and they send the letters to the head of the church, let them know they're working with me. The board of bishops have worked with me on cases.
Let me ask you this. You've been in the church all your life.
That is correct.
Let me use this as an example, and I want you to articulate how this happened. How did Bishop Roger Jones be a known substance abuser and stripped? How was he reinstated to be a pastor and bishop again? But then you have a man like Rufus Kyles that faced charges and was stripped and was promised to be reinstated, but has not been.
I can go this far because I cannot get into my lawsuit, but I can get into this. That's a great example. Bishop Rufus Kyles, I was asked by the Board of Bishops Executive Committee, their chairman, and the head of the Church of God in Christ to bring him to the table. I was approached by them to bring him to the table to cut a deal that I presented in writing. After he signed all the stuff that did what he said, the leadership of the church vouched on what they said, stripped him even worse, and even took his local church after the judiciary board said that he is to be reinstated as pastor in 2016. Bishop Sheard later, when he became Posada Bishop, he went back and said he wasn't a pastor, and they put some people in there illegally. And in fact, they had me arrested. And the time they had me arrested, their dad's here at the letter. I can see the letter where Thompson said he knew he was supposed to give him his reinstatement letter, but the general board and others told him not to. And Sappho, it was general counsel now. He was a judiciary justice. He filed charges against then Chairman Chief Justice Johnson for colluding with the general board and other people against Bishop Cowles. I can send you his actual charges. So they sought me out because I knew the leaders and I knew people. Okay, you know you can't get people on the phone because nobody works really full time at the headquarters. Except for the Sister Wilkerson, I think, maybe 2 people. So if you're in trouble,
she died.
that's right. So if you're in trouble and you got in trouble, everybody knew I knew the presiding bishops. I did Bishop Patterson's tribute project. I used to talk to Bishop Florence.
But you got into it with Louise.
Me and Louise Patterson, I yet deal with that music stuff there. You can have differences, don't make you fall out.
But Moses, you get into it with everybody you deal with. Because you're difficult to deal with.
Having challenges is one thing. Doing business is another. What I'm saying to you is, if you also call me, a pastor called me and said, Pastor Tyson, I'm in trouble. Can you help me with something? Because they don't know. I'm not going to ignore your call. That's just who I am. I don't tell everybody else to be like me, but that's who I am. I'm a servant of people, and I don't charge, William. So this is not a job.
Right.
Okay, so that I went to Alabama and helped them people. So what you should do is interview some of the people that are helped, and then they'll explain it. So you don't need me until you get a nail in your foot.
Well, we say that. That's one of the things. That's one of the challenges that I face because the average person. I'm a member, a lifelong member of the Urban League. A lot of my contemporaries don't even know what the Urban League is. I'm a lifelong member of the SCLC, NAACP. And these organizations. And so but you don't help them. You work with Reverend Jackson, Rainbow Push. We do not support and help these organizations until the police slap your child upside the head, or until and then you got to call Ben Crump, or until one of your family members is a George Floyd, and then you want Reverend Al Sharpton, you want everybody, you want the NAACP, you want everybody to stop. But when life was good, you couldn't even give a $20 donation.
Let me ask you a question, William. Do you remember some years ago when that lawyer was trying to reach you? Did not you ask me to deal with the lawyer for you? I didn't charge you a dime. I dealt with the lawyer for you.
I know, but I don't. But I'm. No, you did. You stood with me. I was my situation, and I don't want to. No. I don't mind going into detail. Me and Daddy Sheard was sued together. A lot of people got the whole story wrong. They thought Daddy Sheard sued me. We were sued together.
And I had nothing to do with it, right?
What? No, you didn't have. No. I was compensated. I was handsomely compensated.
I didn't take a dime, William.
Well, I did.
But the point I'm trying to make to you is, so you know what I do.
So when that man came up, when that man came up against Daddy, and so
There was all 3 of you, including the man that came up against you, and trying to make peace even with him.
but see, you can make peace with the devil.
Well, he and I got along after that because he wanted to go away too. That's just who I am.
But see,
I'm trying to make
he wanted it to go. He wanted it to go away, but it really.
William, listen to this. I am Moses Tyson Jr. I don't try to make people be me. I take ministry serious. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. I'm telling pastors.
So how? So okay. So Moses. So
I'm not about personalities of trying to fight people. I'm only telling pastors and local churches, know your church business. My mama church got ripped off hundreds of $1,000s because they didn't know certain things.
okay, and see that's where I'm going. So you're bitter. You're bitter.
I let the lawsuit go. If you remember, we dropped it.
Okay.
I've never stopped helping the church. So William,
So this is not a vendetta. This is not a vendetta because of what happened with your mama.
William,
I'm just asking you a question. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is not a vendetta. Okay.
like that.
Okay.
When somebody called me with a problem, William, I went straight to the top of the church. That's why I kept a diary. I don't go out and talk in the streets. I go to my diary and go to the leadership. I have worked with them together on cases.
I got you. But we want to what I want what for the people I know that, but for the people that are listening that don't know, and for the people that will listen later that don't know, I have to ask you journalistically, I have to ask you these questions so that because the average person will say, oh, Moses's mama's church faced issues after his father transitioned, and Moses has a vendetta. So that's why I'm asking you that. I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you, but I am setting foundation to for you to be able to articulate in a concise and precise answer that you do not have iniquity in your heart because of what happened with your family's church. Okay. How does this feel? Because I know that all of us, and that's the one thing that is so unique about our organization, that even as large as the church is, it's like one big, dysfunctional family. How does this feel for you? And how are you processing that someone that you know personally and call friend and brother at one time has given this order for to come against you in this manner?
That God told Moses to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. That was his only instruction. I only have one call to all of this: educate people on how churches ought to be set up to the best of my ability, get with their lawyers and everything else, so I can stop getting all these calls. I'm getting the calls. I don't even know these people that call me. I didn't know Westside. I met Westside through King John. Now Felicia Watts is one of my best friends. She's my little sister. The pastor, I've been to their church 3 or 4 times. They was in distress. I flew there twice to give testimony on video deposition, which I'm going to release so y'all can see it now. It was just basic things they just didn't know about the church setup. That's all it was. And so I'm telling people to know what your deeds are. Make sure you have boards. Make sure you get reports. Because I'm 64 now. I can't keep taking these calls. I won't be here. People need to know. I have a young man right now, Craig, I can send you a text. He sent me a text saying my grandfather's old. We only have a few members. I need to know how's our church supposed to be set up. So I'm just saying basic stuff. I believe we should provide people with information so we won't keep getting these horror stories. That's it. And I go to the leadership on all this stuff. I've been dealing with this for 9 years now. So what I would suggest happen is I'm going to set up some interviews for you with some of the people that I have helped successfully. And then let them tell you what Bill Tyson did. I just took the calls and gave them information and helped them. That's it. Don't charge them. And then I'm out of it. I don't try to run their churches. I don't do nothing. And hopefully someday the national will get to a point where they can define the relationships between a national organization and a local corporation. That's it.
How are we going to do that when in Florida, the same group that's suing you, they hired counsel to represent the national church, and they said that they did not have strong arm authority when it comes to Thomas Temple, but in these other situations they want to.
Responsible for the money that was taken at Thomas Temple. And do you know that case? I brought that case to the Board of Bishops. We worked on it together, and the bishop pled guilty. I worked with the Board of Bishops for the family because they couldn't afford no lawyer. So I walked into the Board of Bishops system with Bishop Dixon's grievance committee and presented the case, and we prevailed. He pled guilty.
Why isn't Jimmy Williams in prison?
I don't have nothing to do with any of that. I only helped the family be heard. They will tell you it took them 2 years or so to be heard. Everybody ignored them. Finally, they got me on the phone from the Women's Convention to Margaret Moore. She said, I know Moses, and he called me and told me about his mother, Mother Jordan, and it was a horror story. And I talked to Mother, and I told Mother I would look into it. That's what I did, and that's what I do. So what I'm telling you is all of these cases, I can send you the paper where the people sign a paper and send it to the headquarters saying, Pastor Tyson is working with this situation on our behalf. Please correspond with him.
So someone in my chat says you're Perry Mason.
No, I'm not. I don't deal with the legal that aspect. Do you understand when people are being ignored?
Yeah.
So people call me because I can get people on the phone and they have problems with you. I'm not making anything out of this. I get on the plane and fly at my own expense. Because most places, they don't even have the money to do this. When I went to Pensacola, Florida, I paid for that out of my pocket. The church was already spending the enormous amount of money. They had been in legal battle for a year before I met them. I only met them because, remember, Bishop Green came on the tape where they was interrupting the services. That's when I met them. So then the attorney, he was a real estate attorney. He knew nothing about our rules and regulations. So that's when I had to explain to them that your corporation is independent. We are just a fellowship. So that's what the problem is. You have some people trying to hold to the old culture. And I'm saying what's culture is not legal law. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And I'm not anti-culture or anti-the-church. And nothing that I have said, they said I've been lying. I can't wait to go to court so I can show you I'm not a liar. They said that no. Well, my man talking, you can't keep my word to you because I didn't even prepare for this. I was driving. But they said that they have not removed no pastors. I'll send you the videotape where the cops wouldn't remove Elder Williams. I got that case. He can't afford no lawyer.
Who's Elder Williams?
Earl Williams, extra bail, and Kojic sent the police to his church on a Sunday morning and removed him. I'm going to text you the video right now. I'm working with the man.
Wait a minute. You said Destry out of Texas. The one that sold his wife's daddy's church.
You will give me trouble, attorney. Okay, hold on. Look at this. Great. Hold on. Let me try to get this right. So you can tell your audience, you can put it up, but they didn't see it. That they said that I wasn't telling
Oh, they got so nervous. They got so nervous. I think I was so, wait a minute, I got so nervous. I can't even. I'm reading the phone. Whew. Wait a minute, let me see, Moses. Oh, Moses, you got a what you call it? You got an Android. I'm about to text you. I'm about to text you this other number that I want you to text it to while I'm on the phone. Cause you got an Android. I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. I don't know what to do. Yeah, but I need to wait a minute. Okay.
Then also, I'm going to set you up an interview with Felicia so you can talk directly to Westside, the trustee board. So they have a $350,000 on legal bill left. I'll let you tell them how they met me.
That's the man with the little daughter.
Yes, and I'm going to set you up a meeting with Alabama so they can tell you I went down there.
Okay, now you see that? Did you just get that text, that number I just sent you to? Oh, and did you see, Moses, how they did Bishop Sample in the General Assembly?
Well, and then when you don't forget, they arrested me at Bishop Kyle's church a few years ago.
Oh, I know it. I got the video when they handcuffed you. Text it to that number you said. Yeah, text it to that number. Did you get those charges dropped down there on you in Texas? When they arrested you when you was at Rufus Cow, when you was over there at Evangelist Temple. And Pope Bishop Cowles and Louisa. It's so sad. They what?
Because they came to me to bring them to the table. Now you know I don't make up stuff, William. And he will tell you I ain't charging the time. All them trips I took, I went on my own.
But see, but Bishop Cowles was going with them young girls. But they said he was going with two cousins. Yeah, but they discussed that girl sat on the stand and described how his penis looked. Did you send the thing to that number that I just sent you? And the board of bishops, when we was down there and they told him to take his cross and his ring off, that girl told told all the people what he looked like naked. What you mean we don't know it, Moses? We was all in the place together. What are you talking about?
I never said in this trial. That's not true. I got involved a couple of years after that when they came to me. I wasn't involved in this case at all. The board of bishops secretary came to me. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
His case was bad. His case was bad.
But let me make sure you're clear on something with me.
Would you send the thing with District Bell and put the boy out to church?
Yeah, I'm going to be clear with Kyle's though. I'm only speaking to what's legal as far as moving people regardless of who it is. There's still laws and rules. And you take stuff from people using fraudulent means. That's all I'm saying to you. Okay, let me send you this number. I'm trying to get this stuff. the one you sent me.
Oh. Oh, Lord, it's just so much.
Okay, this is it here.
Okay, send it to me. Now, this is and District Bell and put somebody, I can't believe District and put somebody out of a church. And he barely became bishop, didn't he?
All of that was set up illegal.
So, are you saying District wasn't supposed to be a bishop?
No, not the jurisdiction. Do you remember when they had me in their room in St. Louis, room 116? When they were supposed to bring my credentials back?
Right.
Remember Bishop Thurston got up and announced somebody go get Brother Tyson out of room 116?
Right.
There was a judiciary board order where they weren't supposed to have no consecrations that Sunday night. But they hid it from the delegates. So all that's going to come out in my trial.
So he was made bishop illegal.
Him and James. And the churches didn't vote out the jurisdictions. You know, you have to transfer out.
Right.
Okay. I could talk about that because it's not my lawsuit, but it's going to come out in the suit. Let me see this. Let me see that right now.
Oh, this is just too much. I hope y'all settle. I hope y'all are able to settle.
I have been said that I haven't told the truth. You know I keep records of everything I do. Do you think a man of my caliber would get under camera and say the things I said if I don't have the proof?
Right.
I'm going to send you something right now because it's public. It's online. So just go up, look at what I'm sending you now. They said they don't take people, remove people illegally. I'm going to go with this pastor right now trying to get back in this church.
Did they ever you remember when Bishop Blake sent them men over there and they whipped that guy? They whipped him and they jumped him in his church. Did he ever get that church back? Long side, long view. Well, you remember that church? They sent all them men in there and they jumped him.
I helped a man in, I think it was Longview, and in the end, he was wrong. And so I worked with the bishop. I don't take sides. I just look at what's true and do the best I can to say, hey, brothers, let's just work together and get this right.
Oh, they embarrassed Samples. They told Samples to sit down. They told him to sit down. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Here go the video. Let me see.
Do you see the video?
Yeah, see this white woman standing here with this piece of paper.
Is she a police officer? That's on a Sunday morning.
So they putting him out. They removing him on Sunday morning.
On a trespass. He been the pastor 7 years. Have his credentials and everything.
He didn't trespass. They told him he didn't have the right to be there.
He been the pastor 7 years. His name was in the ARC system and he had his card. Now how am I ignore a man call me like that? I don't ignore people, brother. I had open heart surgery. God spared my life.
Thank you, Jesus.
I don't work for no committee, and I don't work for foolishness. I asked for Bishop Sample. I can't talk about the case, but I will say this: Bishop Sample was defrauded, and the General Assembly.
Well, they saying that Bishop Samples is out of his mind, but then what's gonna happen with you and the girl because they didn't say that they don't want you to help them no more.
If Bishop Sample was out of his mind, he wouldn't have showed up at Mason Temple. So I'll just stay right there. Everything else is come out in this matter, and you're gonna see everything is what I told you.
Well, what they gonna do with my pastor?
He had already appointed his pastor in January before he even talked about his evangelization. I have the letter
But see, he agreed to be emeritised, Moses, before he appointed the man. But I'm just telling you what they told me. They said he agreed to be emeritised.
January the 7th. It's a notarized appointment letter. He didn't talk to
Well, who is this evil woman that's then came back over there to that church? That she came from some Baptist church, and she then came back over there, and she running something over there. She run. So okay, so he did agree to be emeritised. Okay, now let me ask you this. But let me ask you this, Moses. Let me ask you this. Why what's going on with Bishop Sample and his son? But his son's church is around the corner from where his church is. Okay, so now somebody in the chat saying that said the reason that they going with Seth is because Seth is Macklin's son-in-law. Well, I resent you calling me a gossiper.
If a bishop emeritizes, that has nothing to do with his local church. He is the president of that corporation today with the Secretary of State. That's why we're going to court now to straighten this out. A bishop can give up his jurisdiction that has nothing to do with his pastorate. Bishop Shears.
Okay, so can I ask you? Let me ask you this. Okay, so you know.
To sit down a pastor because the pastor is registered with the Secretary of State and the National Church don't own our local church ministries. That's what this is about.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So they don't have the power to stop my pastor from making from giving his church.
Absolutely not, because
so why they gonna send why they sending the commission to us then?
They can do that, but I'm saying legally speaking, there's no connection between.
So legally Hogan can give Brian Corn his church to. Okay.
Because the Secretary of State.
But the jurisdiction.
That has nothing to do with his corporation.
Right.
That's where everybody's getting confused. See, our culture.
So now let me ask you this. Because see, the plan is now they want to try to they want to try to hurry up and emeritize. But see, we don't have no board. So now they want to hurry up and say he got dementia and it's something wrong with his mind, and that's why he want to give it to Brian Corn.
Listen to me. No third-party organization can go into a local church and overrun the legal president of that corporation in that state. All our relationships are fellowships. That's why they upset with me. When you peel it all back, that's what this is about.
That's what it's about. That you have revealed that you have revealed. And see, I did a show and I called it that we have been hoodwinked, we have been bamboozled, and we have been led astray because we have thought that the national church had an authority that legally they don't have.
That is correct. And I want you to, I'm going to have Felicia do it.
And everyone that submits, we voluntarily submit to the national church and the leader.
If your local church want to do that, I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm telling people, though, you need to know your local legal rights. How can you come in and tell me what to do in a church that you have no investment in? And if I get in trouble and ask you for money, you have no money to help us save our stuff. I mean, it doesn't make... When that bishop admitted to the money in Florida, the national church didn't pay their local church the money.
Well, that's why they distancing themselves, because they don't want the national church to be on the hook for that $1 million.
I think next year. Do you understand that?
Oh, I know.
And the people ain't been paid the money. I worked on that case personally. So
He walked out of the bank like he was Ocean 11 or something. He walked out with duffel bags full of cash money.
I look forward to going to court. I have 4,900 emails, and I can't wait to get on the stand and just talk about this. Why? So what I'm saying to you is, I want to be clear on something. No third party.
I can't. You said you have how many emails? Wait a minute, Moses. How many emails you get?
4,900 emails. I've been keeping the journal for 9 years.
Moses, you crazy. It's so
I even helped in the case when the people said they had been urinated on.
Who said they have been urinated on?
You don't remember? They said she had been urinated on and defecated on in a national meeting. I helped quell that.
Oh yeah, when they was having that freaky sex. Oh yeah. Oh, that was a mess. That was a mess. Oh, what bishop was that? I didn't forgot about that. Oh, I remember that. Oh, that was so bad. That was bad. Had that got out, that would have been terrible. So when did I become anti-coaching? I produced the music, but the coaching hasn't done nothing to me. A few agents have. Did you come to church on official day? No, I didn't go down there on official day. Number one, I had open heart surgery, so I had to be whatever. And then number two, I didn't want nobody to think I was trying to draw the attention. I'm not like that. So somebody put up that flyer, and you know I don't do stuff like that. But let me just say this: it'll all come out in court. One thing I'm going to be clear. Yeah, but Moses, I want you to let some of this go because you didn't have surgery on your heart, and it would just I wouldn't be able to handle it if something were to happen. I know, but I'm just saying but see your check. But I know you stand firm to your convictions because you even went up against your brother. You went up and see, that was amazing when you went up against your brother because see, Macklin don't marry nobody no second time around. But Bernard had so much money and influence, he married Bernard. Yeah, we'll talk about that at another time. Let me leave this with you. We got.
Now we'll go on record with you, and I know I'm being sued, but I'm saying again, Bishop Sample has been abused, and I stand by that. I'm proving with documentation soon, and he is yet the president of that corporation. When I went down there with him, he wanted to take me in office. They had them call the police on me, so I got a lawyer in Texas to deal with that. That ain't the way to fix that. So I'm looking forward to going to court. I'm not running. I'm looking forward to going to court, and I'm gonna want you to be there. In fact, I may call you for a witness because you can admit, you can affirm that I did what you needed me to do, and I didn't ask you for a dime. It was just the right thing to do. What are we ministers for if we can't help people in trouble? I'm not in ministry to make money. I don't eat off of preaching. I don't stand people up for $20 and $15. We walking around in $1,500 and $2,000 suits, taking money off of people can't even pay their light bills. I'm not for that. You understand that?
I understand
My
it.
own cousin got thrown out of her church when Bishop Newell Haynes died. That bishop made her get out of her office that they didn't even need. And my great uncle purchased that church. In 76, I think it was. It was Church God in Christ, but he made the arrangements. And when cousin Noel died, they disrespected his widow, my cousin, and it was a general board member that called me to tell me that.
You talking about Mother Haynes?
Yes. And Mother Haynes didn't get into no political stuff. So when Bishop Haynes died, his vote wasn't that strong, and then the bishop stayed on as the pastor. So I'm dealing with across the board. I don't have no vendettas.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just trying to be fair. When they tried to destroy Bishop Hines, ask him who went down there and stood with him. Moses Tyson. I didn't ask him for nothing. I never even been to his church. He sung on the record, but I didn't ask him for nothing. When Bishop Porter wanted to become bishop and see his father, asked Bishop Porter who went up there and met with the pastors and took the letter with them while Bishop was on the.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How did you get from California to Memphis? You was the organist for Bishop Willie Lee Porter.
He had me move to Memphis, then he made me the jurisdictional minister of music. You know, we did the music. That's it. I wanted to make sure I had the history right. I wanted to make sure I had. Yes, that's it. All I wanted to do, William, was serve. I didn't ask for positions and titles. I served faithfully.
Yes.
I don't let nobody tell me what I can do and not do with helping God's people. I'm saying it real clear. Get your churches, get your boards, get your deeds, make sure all your stuff is right with the state, and don't let no third-party entities come in and tell you what you got to do in your local church unless you want to.
That's it.
Like that, too bad.
All right.
Call me a liar all on the news. So I'm looking forward to going to court. I stand behind everything I said. Now, did you see the videotape with the police putting out Earl Williams? I'm a victim where you can talk to him this week.
All right. Well, we want to talk to him. Moses, I'm almost out of my time. I've been on almost 2 hours. I'm going to close out. I know it. You can't. I know you can't talk.
Okay, you come to the trial. We're going to be in the federal court.
I'm going to come.
I may even sing a song in there. If I can help somebody. Okay, love you guys. Okay?
I love you, man. Yes, it.
And I know me and Bishop Shear will get back together. I'm not worried about that. One thing I know, he knows who's telling the truth.
That's it.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, those of y'all that can hear, y'all. Moses cracks me up. He said he got over. What he say? He got 300. What he say? He got 4,900 somebody email. Well, y'all, this has been Sunday Night Live. I, I, it's a lot, and this video is a lot. With that man being put out of his church. All right, y'all. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else that uh y'all you all know I haven't been on all week. If there's anyone that would like to you can do Cash App, you can do Zelle, you can do Vimo, you can do a super chat, any of those or PayPal, any of those ways, modes, and methods that you can show some love and give and show your support for Sir William and Obnoxious Media. I tell you, whew, we didn't even get a chance to get into any pop culture and any of the topics that all of that. And let's wish our First Lady of the Church of God in Christ a happy birthday, and her big sister, Twinkie Clark. They both, isn't that unusual? How did that happen where both of them have the same birthday? That's so wow. That's wowie kazowie, right? That they were both born on the same exact day. Thank you so much, Earl Thomas, for $11.17. Is there anyone else that you can do a super chat? You can do a Cash App. You can do a Zelle. You can do a Vimo. You can do a PayPal. Any of those ways to give. Anyone over on Instagram that would like to show their love and support. We have not been on all week. We have been off all week long. We have been off all week long. So if anyone that would be so thoughtful and nice and kind, I certainly would appreciate your love and support and generosity. These things cost money. And, it's going to be us and outlets like myself that you're going to be able to talk to Moses and get the side and get the full details and get the full picture and the full information that you're not going to be able to get on mainstream platforms and other platforms. You're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get those the gravamen, the true essence, the core of the truth and of what is in fact going on. You're not going to be able to get that in other avenues and other places. And so we definitely want to continue to be used in that capacity to be able to get those stories out. All right, we got a Bishop Cosby. Uh, 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 Fatima, I got to get Bishop Cosby, and we have a number of people that have these grievances. We got some coming out of the evangelism department. Something that going on in evangelism. They didn't contact me. I said, Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. What can I say? What can I say to these things? Let me see what my brother say. He says, I know sheer. What you got? Ty says, I know Sheard is sick of him. I tell you. He says, I know. They say, who is? Oh, they say they stay at Kiko's copy and paper. I know, Moses had me on the van, on the courtesy van one time passing out documents. Uh okay. Oh, somebody is saying, okay, so wait a minute. What is somebody saying that I didn't got a text? Are you saying something about my lashes? What is it? What is this? They said what? I can't make out what that text was. All right, y'all. Ooh, cold 1 minute, hot the next. This is pneumonia weather. Anyone else that wants to get? We've been on 2 hours. All right, and held at 352 people on YouTube. Is there anyone? Um, is there anyone? Okay, oh, somebody says yes. The evangelist, yes. We got to deal with that story, and Fatima, we got to deal with Bishop Cosby and get his story out. So that's another thing. I feel like Moses. I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna lift up my voice like a trumpet in Zion and cry loud and spare not. Yes, 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 yes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone that came out and helped me in my dream coming true of my first live show. It was phenomenal, and for everyone that supported me and supported my vision uh, in whatever capacity in which you did. I am most grateful and appreciative for all of that love and support that have, and my banners and brandologist just was like everything was just really, it was just really really stellar. And for those of you that participated, and so I am thinking that and we are looking forward to doing it again and doing some type of tour, some type of situation. So you all keep looking and following and supporting Sir William. We'll definitely be doing some things, and so the it I'm just going and moving with the Lord, because there was someone on here that said for me to do a line. Did I look nice at convocation, y'all? Some of y'all are saying I think I went viral. I think all my looks went viral or whatever. So I have to make sure that I keep it up. I think somebody, what are you all? She said I do not know what you gonna do next year. I said I don't even want to think about next year. I do have no idea. Will you have one? You know what? Okay, so I've been asked. Y'all let me know if I should do one for AIM, if I should do a live coming from AIM. We might just do, and then I was thinking about, how like, how when talk shows go on location, wouldn't it be hot if we were set up somewhere all week and I did interviews and talk with people all week long, and what have you. So, and then so I got to also shout out to Renee Winston, evangelist, and overseer Renee Winston. She came. We were going to, so we're going to interview and sit down with her at a future time. Wonderful woman of God, phenomenal preacher, and she has a great story and great testimony. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And I know that she has talked to other people, but I just feel like no one can do an interview like I can. So I want to sit with her. And there's some other people. I'm gonna tell you somebody else that I had the pleasure of meeting, and I really want to interview her. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't even know if she'll do it, but evangelist, and I don't want to say her name wrong, Evangelist Vandalin Kennedy. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. She was absolutely phenomenal. And she stood flat foot. She preached the unadulterated gospel, and was just absolutely phenomenal. I just think that she was phenomenal, and she has a book. She has a great story. It's some different. It's a few of us, and I'm the leader of the pack. Now, anybody else that comes along behind me, they copying, they imitation. They not the real thing. But I was the first to do it. So I'm just gonna and let's rest our head there. Amen. I was the first. And so there's some stories and there's some people that I really want to I really want to talk to them. I would love for like Mother's Day to sit with well, it's different people that I would like to sit with. And then there's some unsung people. There's some unsung people. There's some people that are behind the scenes, and there's not just church people, because y'all know, y'all follow me, and y'all see I'm interviewed from Michael Vick to Monique, Academy Award winners, and politicians, and all of that. But there's some celebrated people that are churchmen that have not been recognized, and we sometimes take them for granted because they're just sitting. It's almost like, I'm gonna say that for those of us that live in Atlanta, it's similar. One of the things that me and the former mayor Kasim Reed, we were talking about, he said, we were just out one time and we were talking, and he was saying, well, we that live in Atlanta, we take a lot of things, and I think Ty can agree to this now that he's moved to Atlanta. We take a lot of things for granted. We see Uncle Andy all the time, but we don't really necessarily realize this man walked with Dr. King. And to the people that are in another part of the country, we see them in the grocery store. And so sometimes you just kind of take it for granted because you see them all of the time. And I think we do that a lot of times with church folk too, is that we'll take them for granted because we see them all the time, and we don't necessarily really appreciate what their contribution is. Thank you. Moses is on. He just left a comment saying thank you for the interview. I thank Moses. I do. And that that there's sometimes there has to be a person that's brave enough to stand. There has to be a person that's brave enough to stand against the demagogue and to call it out. And when people are wrong, and tongue and teeth go together, and sometimes teeth bite your sometimes when you chewing, you bite your tongue. You didn't mean to bite your tongue. but you bite your tongue sometimes. So that's just the way that it is. The great thing about it is that they both probably have good intentions. It don't seem like it, but they both do. All right. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else that I've not recognized? It would be great if we could raise I think $60. It would be great. It would be great if there's anyone else. I know that it's coming toward the latter part of the month, but if there's anyone, and hopefully whatever we didn't get tonight we'll get in the replay. I know sometimes when I take off like that, I get y'all out of the routine of giving. Hey, Smarta, thank you. Smarta, Goddess Fatima, everyone, Rodney Sampson, Pixel, everyone that Judy and my niece Taylor, Judy Jackson and her daughters that was just there and phenomenal, did the popcorn, Isaiah, all of the people that helped me, even the women over at FedEx that turned my banner. Y'all, they turned my banner. And I mean, they turned my banner in my banners, actually. They turned them in 24 hours. It was a lot of rush stuff and additional stuff that they were supposed to charge that they didn't. The Lord just favored. I just tell you, I just thank and praise God. He just was, it was just, he was just in the whole thing. I was nervous the whole time. And then I would be remiss if I did not say, I will say this, I am just so elated to be reconnected with Master Prophet, with Prophet Bishop, the Archbishop Bernard Jordan. It just does my heart glad to be reconnected with him and his family. I love them. We were on, I cannot wait to be with them this week. I'm looking forward to it. And was on FaceTime with Bethany and Manasseh, and it was just like old times, and we were cracking jokes on each other and just having fun, and just so it's just great. Great. So I thank him so very much for being on. I just know in my heart that he would have been physically there if all of the stuff with the airlines and all of that was not going on. But God does all things well. So God does all things well. And so I thank him. Want to definitely, those of you that are watching, listening, send this back and let him know that I love and appreciate him. And wow, it was a great evening. It was a great evening. So anyway, enough of that. I'm out of here. We will be back on tomorrow. We'll be back to our regular scheduled broadcast, regular scheduled broadcasting, and all of that good stuff. And those of you that have things that are going on, those of you that want to reach out, you can definitely, my email, Goddess Fatima's email, my inbox, and all of those things. Definitely share, because we still, we still give a little bit of the tea. All right. All right. So anyway, it's time. Those of y'all, it is, what is it? 1:35. Yeah, it's 1:35 on the East Coast. It's time to go to bed. And it's time to go to bed. Brandologist, get your tail in the Marquise, get your tail in the bed. He probably knowing him. He probably, he halfway Baptist, or he is Baptist, so he probably smoking a joint or having a drink or something. It's Sunday, so it's the end of the work day. He work all day on Sunday, so it's the end of the day. The church folks that probably got on his everlasting last nerve. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. I am out. Thank y'all so much, and the rest of you, um, please, 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 anything that you can share and show your love and support would be greatly appreciated. And we will definitely announce it on the next show. All right. Until tomorrow, I'll see y'all later.